Hi, fourth graders. Today, our STEAM focus is going to be on science and technology. So we're going to look at your adaptations unit that you're working on in science and kind of have some fun with it with using technology. So you're going to open up a new tab and go to your Google Drive. And here we want to be able to put a lot of shapes and kind of add a lot of insert a lot of kind of different shapes to it and labels and things. So we want a new Google drawing. So you're going to go to New, scroll all the way down to More because it's not showing yet, and then click on Google Drawings. Now, a good habit to get into is as soon as you open something new here on Google is to go ahead and give it a title so that you can find it again easily next time if you're working on or whatever. You can go ahead and call it Imaginary Animal. So I gave it my new title. And then what I want to do is kind of think about different adaptations that animals use to survive in their environments. Some being physical, things that you can see, and some being behavioral, so things that they do in order to survive in their environment. So we're going to just have a lot of fun with it. You're going to kind of build the different parts of animals that you like, but put them together to make one like imaginary, really fun animal that can survive in more than one environment. So, for example, we're going to be using this toolbar up top here, and that's going to be where most of the things we need are. So this is where you can get your shapes to kind of build your animal. But you want to think about what kind of adaptations you want them to have. So think about adaptations you like on different animals, like cool ones. Like the frogs have sticky toe pads, and so they can climb up trees. Other ones have really long tongues, like anteaters. They have really long tongues that can scoop out ants out of logs. That helps them eat. That helps them survive. So think about all the different really cool adaptations. Some animals can like really bug their eyes out. That's a behavioral, something they do. And that scares away their predators from eating them. Some have camouflage. So that's something you can see. It's a physical adaptation. But be thinking about it. You're going to start building your animals here. I'm not going to give you all your creative ideas, of course, because you're going to come up with something way better than I would. But like you can have a body. Once you insert a shape, you can just drag them as big and small as you want. I just picked a circle. It could be like a body, but you can make those any color you want. The color is, again, this toolbar is going to be your best friend here because you can make this any color you want. It's really not a good brown here, but that's brownish. If you wanted some kind of brown animal, you can start dragging them on. I'm just going to make a really basic something. It's going to end up looking like a brown snowman. Not on purpose. But if you can just kind of drag that around, make your animal, you can add different legs and things like that. Because you can use even rectangles, make them as big as you want. This is a beautiful picture, isn't it? Definitely make it better than what I'm doing. But after you have your animal, that's when you can add labels to say what adaptations they want. So it's going to be silly, but if you have like a bear-like animal, you might want your bear to swim. So maybe they have webbed feet because we know like ducks and some frogs and things like that that swim have webbed feet. And that's what helps them to swim better. So maybe you want like a bear-like animal, but you want it with webbed feet. So you can actually draw that on there. You have lines where you can just add lines, or you can build in the shapes using many different shapes. It's up to you. Here's the line one if you wanted to put lines on there. And you can make those lines different strengths, different widths here. You can make them wider. Things like that. But after you do that, I want you to label what their adaptations are. So think about at least two physical adaptations and two behavioral adaptations. So two things you can see on their bodies that helps them survive, and two things that your imaginary animal does to help them survive. But go ahead and label those. In order to label, this T with a box in it is a text box. So you can kind of put that anywhere. And if you wanted to even put, you can make that a certain color with the paint can. Right here makes all the different colors. So it's transparent now, but if I made it white, it would be solid. And so I could put it up here, but also move it around so that you can put a line to label something you were, if you have a tab in here saying a physical adaptation, my animal is blah, 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 then you could put a line there to connect it to whatever it is. So kind of connect it with a line, say if it's there. This I can't really see, so you know what, I'm going to put a border, make my border bigger, and this changes the border color. I like the black because you can see it. Okay, so just I don't know how that line got there. You can go back and delete it. Boop, backspace. So it's just kind of creating your own animal, having a lot of fun with it because it doesn't need to make sense. This is all an imaginary animal that can survive in more than one environment. So be silly with it, but think about real adaptations that different animals have and kind of putting them together to make a really cool animal that could survive in the rainforest and the desert, or in the ocean and a rainforest, or whatever it is, wherever you're thinking of you want your animal to live. So just kind of tab, make little captions like this. And again, these will change sizes too, and things like that. But you can label your adaptations there. That way you get some fun work with your vocabulary, but also kind of get to be creative and use your imagination. Definitely make a better animal than I did. I can't even tell you what this is that I've made so far. But again, that toolbar up there can help you. It has all the things that you might need. If you make a mistake at any time, that back arrow is something you'll be using, which is great. And if you make two mistakes, you can click back, hit it twice, and it works. But just a fun activity, and it helps with our adaptations unit because you get to see all the different ways that animals survive. So have fun with it, and you can turn it into me. You can share up here in this blue button, or you can turn it in on Canvas, whatever way is easiest for you. Thanks, guys. I hope you have fun with it.